Good day, Mr Kellett here. I was playing a piece there called C Major Pentomania, and by the end of this episode you'll be able to play it too. Mr Kellett's Guide to Fingerstyle Ukulele, a landmark in musical education. Exciting exercises. Scintillating scales. And a plethora of pleasing performance pieces. Available on Amazon now. Click on the link in the description.
Get this book, it's a cracker.
Thanks, Leslie.
It's dead good.
Certainly is. The story so far. In the last video, we looked at the open strings. That's the fourth string, G, the third string, C, the second string, E, and the first string, A. That's G, C, E, A. G, C, E, A. Greedy cats eat anything. And we allocated a right-hand finger to each string. The right-hand fingers are called P, I, M, and A. The thumb is P, index is I, middle is M, and the ring finger is A. You may wonder, why P-I-M-A? Well, it's because the fingers are named in Spanish. P stands for
pulgar.
That's
Pulgar.
I stands for
Índice.
That's
Índice.
M stands for
Medio.
That's
Medio.
and A stands for
Anular.
that's
Anular.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Hopefully now you can move smoothly from string to string. Make sure you use a different finger for each string. G, C, E, A, P, I, M, A. Remember, relax your fingers as much as possible. And just move at a speed that's comfortable for you. Don't worry if other people can play faster than you. Your fingers will move faster when they know exactly where to go. In today's chapter, we're going to combine some of the picking patterns that we learned in chapter 1 and combine them with notes along the first string. As always, feel free to stop the video anytime and don't feel that you have to complete the whole chapter in one session. It's much better to take things slowly and cover everything thoroughly. The important thing is to just take our time and enjoy the process. Notes along the A string. As we know, the open first string is called A. An open string is the lowest sound that that particular string can make. To make higher sounds along a string, we need to use the frets. Let's try fretting some notes. These metal bars are called frets, and this white thing here is called the nut. When we say a note is at a particular fret, we mean it's in the space between two frets. Put your finger slightly to the left of a fret. Any fret will do. I'm using the 3rd fret here. Make sure you're on the tip of your finger. You need to be close to the fret wire without quite touching it. Now, press the string against the wood and hold it there. It takes a while to find the correct pressure. People often squeeze too hard at first. You'll need to be firm, but not too tense, as that will slow you down when you try and move. Ooh. So when your finger's firmly in place, pluck the string with your other hand. Isn't that beautiful? If you don't press hard enough, you'll get a clicky sound. If you touch the fret, you'll get a muffled sound. So you want to be close to the fret, but not quite touching it. When we put our finger on a fret and hold it down, we're effectively shortening the length of the string, and that produces a higher sound. Try moving to a different fret and notice the difference in the sound. If we move to the right, getting closer to the sound hole, the sounds get higher. If we move back the other way to the left, they get lower. So just spend some time exploring the different notes along that string. You can maybe try the ones with dots on. The dots are there just to help us keep count. We've got a dot on the 5th fret, a dot on the 7th, a dot on the 10th, and some ukuleles will have a double dot on the 12th, or sometimes just a single dot. Here is a diagram of the ukulele fretboard. As we know, the open first string is called A. If we hold down the 2nd fret on the A string, we will play the note B. The 3rd fret is C. The 5th fret is D. The 7th fret is E. The 8th fret is F. The 10th fret is G. And the 12th fret is a higher version of A. We say that this A is an octave higher. This is because there are 7 different letter names in the musical alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F and G. When we get to the 8th note, the alphabet starts again. Let's have a look at this on the piano. A piano has many different octaves. The lowest A is down here: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 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 A. Now the notes on a soprano ukulele extend from this C here to this A here. You'll notice that most of the notes have a fret in between. These are sharps or flats, but we'll deal with those another time. If you can, try and remember which note is at which fret. Don't worry too much if you can't, I've tabbed everything out for you. Scales. If we remove the notes B and F, we are left with the notes that form the A minor pentatonic scale. In music, a scale is an ordered sequence of notes that form a path from one note to its octave. There are many types of scale, and they all have a different mood or character. So on the A string, there are many different paths we could take to get from the open A string to its octave on the 12th fret. The scale with the most different notes is called a chromatic scale. And for this, we simply move from fret to fret, one at a time. And we can move back down the other way. The most important scale in Western music is called the major scale. I'm sure you've heard this one before. And back down. Notice I was playing these scales with just one finger. This is not amazingly good technique, but it will certainly work for the rest of chapter 2. You could use your first finger, or your second finger is quite comfortable as well. We will be using the other fingers as we develop. We give numbers to the fingers on the left hand rather than letters. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and the little finger is 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and not
pulgar, índice, medio, anular.
For the next few exercises, we're going to be looking at the A minor pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale has 5 notes, and they've been used in cultures all around the world for centuries, and they're particularly used in blues and rock music. And they're incredibly useful tools for composing and improvising with. Exercise 1. The A minor pentatonic scale. The A minor pentatonic scale contains the notes A, C, D, E and G. In exercise 1, we've added the high A at the end. This is a minor scale, and minor scales have a sad or serious feel to them. So let's have a look at the frets we need to use. We start with the open string, then we play the 3rd fret, and then the 5th fret, then the 7th, jump to the 10th, and then the 12th. Coming back the other way, start again at the 12th, then the 10th, then the 7th, and the 5th, 3rd, and open. So first of all, just practice going up and down that scale. Just take your time, play it nice and slowly. Just create a feeling of space there. Then when we're comfortable with this, we can just experiment moving around. Just moving around, see where it takes us. As long as we stick to those notes, whatever we do will sound good. In exercise 2, you'll notice that some of the notes are written in bold. These are the notes from the A minor pentatonic scale along the 1st string. The other fainter notes are pedal notes. We're just going to play an open E there. So we're playing a scale note followed by the open E. For this, I was using my middle finger, that's
medio,
and the index finger, that's
índice,
he's back again. Or we could use the A finger
anular,
and the M finger.
medio,
Use whichever combination you like. But the important thing is, you don't do it with just one finger. Try and get 2 fingers going there. So let's try playing exercise 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 3 you might want to treat as a series of separate exercises as we did before in chapter 1 and then put them together. So let's just look at the first bar. Notice here the fingers are telling us to play A, M and I. So the notes are A, E and C. So let's just get used to playing that over and over again. That pattern's going to repeat through the whole piece while we change to notes in the pentatonic scale going along the first string. So I'll just play it for you first. Let's try playing that together. 1, 2, 3. Pentomania. Now, Pentomania is by far the longest piece we've looked at so far. Let's have a look at the score. Notice it's 16 bars long. At the beginning of each line, we have these bar numbers to help us keep count. And it's divided into 2 sections, and both sections are repeated. So let's have a look at what's going on in the first line. Notice we're moving in minims all the way through the piece, apart from the occasional semi-breve at the end of each section. We start off by moving up the pentatonic scale. Then we come back down again. Then we go back up again. The second line starts the same as the first line. There's a slightly different ending. Let's try playing that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. The second 8-bar section starts at bar 9. We're all the way up on the 12th fret here, then to 10, 7, 10, 7, 5, 7, 10. Then from bar 13, bars 13 and 14 are the same as bars 9 and 10. And again we have a different ending. Notice both sections have the same ending. They both go 5, 3, 0. So we're back home to what we call the key note or the tonic A. Let's try section 2 together. So we're going to go from bar 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Well done. Now let's try putting both parts together with repeats. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Section 2. Repeat from bar 9. Well done. Make sure you remember that melody, because now we are going to return to it and add extra notes. The melody of Pentomania is used again in Pentomania 2. Notice the notes in bold are the same notes from Pentomania. So what we're doing here is we're playing Pentomania with a pedal note. So after each note we're playing an open E. So first of all, just get used to playing those two strings. You can use your A and M finger. That's
anular,
M again. And
medio,
or you could use your M finger and your I finger.
medio, índice,
So before you start putting it all together, just get used to going between those two strings. Then when you feel ready, you can just add the Pentomania tune along the first string. So let's try playing Pentomania 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And repeat. Repeat from bar 9. Pentomania 3. Well, Pentomania 3 is very similar to exercise 3. Once again, we are using that A, M, I, A, M, I, A, M, I, A, M, I. So again, we're going to be playing the Pentomania tune along the A string, and we're just adding a different picking pattern to it. Let's try that together. Remember, in 3/4 this time. 1, 2, 3. And repeat. Bar 17. bar 17. Lovely stuff. The C major pentatonic scale. Every minor scale has a relative major scale which shares the same notes. In A minor, A is the key note or tonic. A melody in the key of A minor may not necessarily always start on A, but it will usually finish on A. In a C major pentatonic scale, we use the same notes as the A minor pentatonic scale, but C is now the key note. And everything is heard in relation to C. That's a very happy, optimistic kind of sound. It's often heard in folk and country music. Exercise 8. So the C major pentatonic scale starts on C, then we're going to go to D at the 5th fret, E at the 7th, G at the 10th, and then we've got A there at the 12th. Let's come back down again, so we're going to go A at the 12th, G at the 10th, E at the 7th, D at the 5th, C at the 3rd. We can also use the open A in the C major pentatonic scale because A, whether it's a high A or a low A, it's still part of that scale, as long as we finish it on C rather than A. So just move around in the C major pentatonic scale. If you finish your phrases on C, it'll give you that kind of happy feel. So just have some fun with that. Exercise 9. In exercise 9, we're going to use a pedal note again. This time we're going to go up the C major scale, so the notes are in bold there. But we're going to use an open C in between each one of those notes. So we're going to go So watch out in bar 6, because when we get to the C, we then drop down to the A and come back to the C. So you might want to just play the bold notes first to get used to it. And then we can add the pedal note in between. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 10. So exercise 10, similar to the previous exercise, but we're back to the AMI pattern that we used in Pentomania 2. So let's just look at the first bar. So again, you can always go through each bar. Just get used to that pattern. Notice when I play the higher notes, I don't always realise I'm doing it. I wobble my finger a bit. That's called vibrato. You don't have to do that, but sometimes it adds a pleasing quality to the music. Let's try exercise 10 together. 1, 2, 3. C major, Pentomania. So you've made it to the final piece in chapter 2. Well done you. This is the piece I was playing at the beginning. So before we try playing the whole thing, it'd be a good idea to have a look through all the bold notes. So we're just playing the first note in each bar. So we're starting on 3, and the next bar we've got 5, and 7, 10. So we're just going up the major pentatonic there. Then we come down. No. Then we go back up again. So the first section is quite straightforward, we're just going up and down the C major pentatonic scale. The second section is a bit different. So we're going to start on the high A. So let's have a look at the right hand pattern for this. We're going A, M, I, P. A, M, I, P. And that is going to continue for the whole piece. So we don't have to worry about changing the pattern, apart from occasionally we just play the A finger at the end of each section. So make sure you can play that pattern. And then we're just going to add that together with the notes along the A string. So practice it very slowly at first and eventually build up the speed. But this piece doesn't really need to be very fast anyway. It would still work fast. But I think it works equally well slowly. So let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. So do remember, if you did find that was a bit fast, you can always go into the settings and slow the playing speed down. Closing thoughts. Well, congratulations on completing another chapter. There's some pretty tricky stuff in this one, so well done for sticking with it. Go back and replay any section you're not sure about, and do feel free to Ask me anything you want in the comments below. I'm very happy to hear what you think about these videos. And of course, do like, share and subscribe. Next time we'll be studying notes along the E string, and we'll be looking at a pair of rather familiar tunes. So until then, happy picking. Be seeing you.
anular.